Is Sporting San Miguelito take on Verdes FC in a critical matchup of Group D. Motagua and Alajuelense have started to pull away from the pack, 6 points apiece for those two sides. These two teams desperate need of their first points as you take a look at the pitch conditions. 80 degrees, maybe a slight bit of a chance of rain, minimal winds as well here in Ciudad de Panama as we take a look at the overall bracket here in the inaugural Central American Cup. And you take a look there at Group D. As I mentioned, massive matchup for these two teams. The hopes of getting to the knockout stage rest on tonight's match. San Miguelito has played one match while Verdes has lost its first two contests here of the inaugural CONCACAF Central American Cup. First time these teams will face off. Neither side have scored so far. Verdes has given up 8 goals in their opening 2 matches. San Miguelito actually outshot Motagua 13-9 in the opening matchup, but ended up falling by a 2-0 tally. That was 1 week ago. We're closing in on kickoff between Verdes and San Miguelito. Teams from Belize and Panama here this evening in Panama. Who gets a valuable point, and can one of these two sides take the full complement of points and put some pressure on the top 2 in Group D? We'll find out when we come back here in just a moment.
Tenemos que esperar un momento por los rayos.
Damas y caballeros, el juego ha sido retrasado por una actividad eléctrica. Por tormenta eléctrica. Así que por motivos climatológicos realizamos una pausa para el encuentro entre Verdes FC y el Sporting de San Miguelito. segundos estaremos comenzando con el juego.
Damas y caballeros, demos la bienvenida al Deportes San Miguelito y Verdes Fútbol Club para el partido de Verdes de la Copa Centroamericana de Concacaf 2023.
Wrapping up the anthem series, we're just about ready for kickoff in a game that will be delayed about 39 minutes officially. As you can see, the rain continue to pour here in Panama. We're just about ready to kick off between Verdes and Sporting San Miguelito as we take a look at the starting 11 for Sporting. Two changes tonight. Pimentel and Aparicio are out. Dupuy and Torres come into the starting 11. It'll be a 5-3-2 formation here this evening for the home side in this Group D matchup as two sides tied for third in Group D. Sporting getting their pregame photo in. Players will have to take a little bit of time to walk around the pitch, get their footing here. So take a look at Juan Gabriel Calderon, the Costa Rican official tonight. We'll be joined by a pair of Costa Ricans in the assistant spots in the Nicaraguan negative. Felix Mojica is our fourth official for tonight's contest in Group D. This is probably the match that one of these two sides will look at that could help them into the knockout stages. Meanwhile, Verdes will sport this group 3 changes, including in net. Woodrow West will replace Nahil Paz as the goalkeeper. Otherwise, Vieda and Fajardo are out. Dennis and Burgos are in the Verdes starting 11 here at Estadio Rommel. Fernandez, and it is a rainy evening here to kick things off on night number 2 of week number 3 in the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Just one match so far played by Sporting so far, a 2-0 setback to Motagua, while Verdes has lost 5-0 to Motagua and 3-0 to Alajuelense so far. The Green Machine will try to come on the road. Home team's 9 wins, 7 losses, 3 draws through the first 19 matches of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. I'm Michael Watching with our entire group. Hope you can stay a while with us for tonight's action. One of 3 matches tonight. We'll have Group C and Group B play as well coming up later on between teams that are looking to rise to the top of their respective tables. But this is Group D play on a rainy evening here in Panama. It's Sporting San Miguelito from Panama, playing host to Verdes FC from Belize. Everybody checks the watches, and we are underway on a Wednesday evening on a rainy festival. Sporting San Miguelito will have the black and reds on, while Verdes will have the white and greens in terms of kits for tonight's match. Well, you always have to wonder how the footing is going to play. You can already see the splish, splash, and dash mindset between these two sides. That ball will not get a whole lot of pace. That'll have to impact decision-making as well between these two sides this evening. It should be a fun one to watch, and you just hope that there aren't many moments where slippage comes into play and costs a team a goal. Neither of these two sides have scored so far yet, while they look to see what they can do. Well, the oldest team in Belize and Verdes, Sporting San Miguelito, in a CONCACAF tournament for a 2nd consecutive season, the 8th different Panamanian side to qualify. Well, if you wore the suit tonight, maybe a little bit of regret on that. You'll definitely have to use the dry cleaner later on, but you gotta admire the ability to stick with it through the rain. Everybody dealing with the weather conditions. That pass goes back, and you can see its intended target was 5 yards away, and it ended up coming to a halt. Gomez fillets it through the middle. A bit of resistance, however, after the pass to Heraldez, the man wearing the captain's armband for Sporting this evening. See, it's moments like that where maybe the dummy is initial inclination to think, and then you can see the slippage. You really do have to make adjustments in game. Are some of these players able to switch to those metal spikes so they maintain their initial spikes? Just take a look at that. You really don't have time to sit back and wait. This could certainly be a game where high pressure can lead to goal scoring. It's a Verdes side that is unbeaten in its last 5 in Belize Premier League matches, 3 wins, 2 draws, since the 2-1 loss to Progreso back on May 17th. San Miguelito on the other side, unbeaten in 6 of its last 7 home matches. Come away with a win here tonight. Here's a good turn by Burgos. You can take a look at the sliding, almost like a slip and slide. And then a foul is whistled on Burgos. He was one of the 2 changes. Puerto Rican native earlier this year bagged a brace in the span of about 90 seconds against the Cayman Islands. Take another look at this. Certainly a lot of that right leg of Peralta. Great work by our crew. That is cinematic genius right there with the water pellets flopping throughout the air. A more comfortable look this evening for Verdes' leader, Jose Ruiz. One of those nights where whoever has the short straw of having to do laundry will have to earn their keep, spend a lot of time getting these kits cleaned up afterwards. You can see it at the beginning if you were watching right at the outset. The fans were able to find a little bit of cover underneath some of the overhangs here in this facility. Well, one of the fun things as an athlete is not those initial moments when you have to walk onto the pitch. You're all clean and dry and excited for the night. You start to get the wetness in, but once you get a few minutes into the match and you take tumbles like that, your jersey's all demolished, you're soaked, you're drenched, you really don't care anymore at that point. You know that you can't really get much dirtier than you currently are. That's when the fun starts to play out. Some players more comfortable in these conditions than other. Long ball played forward. Haven't had a shot so far. Miguelito was very good against Motagua, getting 13 of them, including 6 of them on frame in their opening match. Yasan Mejia in the 21st and 60th minutes provided goals. Sanchez drifts it back. Sazola. Sanchez once more. Spins away from the initial danger. Finds it through the middle. It's tapped down. Gomez. On another day, he might have had the pace to be able to find a window. Not on tonight. When we first got to the facility this evening, it wasn't bad out. Maybe a little bit of clouds overhead, and then right as we were getting ready for kickoff, you could hear the thunder ripple throughout the sky. That's when you got a sense that perhaps we were in for an interesting night. Just wonder how much longer this rain will continue to fly through Panama. If conditions get any better. Burgos, one of the rare times that a ball skims across the surface and doesn't get caught up in the wash. Slightly gathered in by Jose Guerra, the 29-year-old Panamanian. These are one of those evenings for keepers where you're going to have to play a very key role in the back, more so than usual in terms of your activities. It can't just be a night where you can just sit back there and rely on your back line to take care of a lot of the business. You certainly have to be aware of what's going on around you. 6.5 minutes gone by. Shots officially recorded so far. Here in Group D action, it's a Group D that has been dominated by Motagua and Alajuelense. Passing ball in, nodded through. 4 jerseys converge before it's swept towards midfield. Captain Christian Sanchez regathers for Verdes. It's the 4th straight appearance for Verdes in these CONCACAF championships. Burgos can't slow it down, and it ends up in a puddle. Haven't won a match so far. They've been outscored by 22 goals. Scored a few times last year. And they're one of the 4 teams without a goal so far in this tournament. 3 of the 4 are in Group D. The 2 teams that we have here tonight in Olancho have not scored. The only other team that has not scored so far resides in Group C. That's CD Aguila. And Verdes has given up the 2nd most goals so far in the tournament. Agoro has given up a dozen. Look at the gliding there on the backside, and the foul whistle. And Sporting will get an opportunity to reset. You have to feel like for both of these teams, despite the inability to score so far at this juncture, and goals are certainly there for the taking on a night like tonight, because there's really no sense in laying back and playing for anything but the full complement of points. With both of these sides 6 points off the pace, one could say that Verdes perhaps more valuable at this juncture in time to bag points, because they only have one more match after tonight. So what they're basically hoping for is to get the win this evening and win next weekend, and then hope for the best in the other results. But then you could make the same argument for Sporting. If they are unable to come away with points tonight, their next 2 matches get amplified. But what you can certainly believe is that the full complement of points are very much critical. This ball crossed into the 18. It does get pushed away. It does wind up just across the chalk. Here's a looping cross in, and a foul is whistled on Sanchez. Sanchez had quite the restoring portion of his career last year. 27-year-old from Panama, and spent a good chunk of time in Mexico and put 9 goals into the net last year. Take another look at it. It was the second most that he had in a season, and so far in 2023 he's bagged a couple. So some of those thunderous goal-scoring years that he had in Mexico are starting to come to fruition. Now, does he have one in his pocket here in the CONCACAF Central American Cup? 10th minute, no score. Sporting San Miguelito and Verdes here in Group D. Flag up this time around for offside. Gabriel Torres. You talk about a player with international success. There are few in this group that have the resume that Torres has. 8 goals in CONCACAF Gold Cup. Take another look at it. You can see when the ball is struck, he was in an offside slot, couldn't quite get back onside. Will it be somebody like Sanchez or Torres that provide that goal-scoring prowess this evening? Will it be somebody perhaps that you might not expect? We'll find out over the next 80-plus minutes after the 39-minute weather delay here tonight. The original kickoff time was 18:06, 6:06, whichever you prefer, and kicked off 39 minutes after that. Through the rain, through the slog here. This time around, the flag is down for Sanchez. Sanchez pounds it across, has space over there, but defensive tracking by Christian Lopez. Does concede a corner, however, our first of the night for the home side. Casazola, 30-year-old, hovers over the top of it. Let's see who he picks out. Casazola is able to locate a teammate at the end of it all. Gomez. Back out wide. Casazola, slide tackle, taken care of by Nicolas Rocha. Forward having to come back to defend. It is a throw, however, for Sporting. Teo throws it in. It's cleaned up rather calmly by Woodrow West. Has been with Verdes since 2019. This ball gets a little bit of a skip, and there's a penalty. Well, on what seemed to be a fairly harmless ball, Zavala comes across, fouls Torres, and we get our first big moment of the night. Here's another look at it. So often this evening already, that ball has just come to a complete stop. So we will get our opening chance here, and it'll be Gabby Torres that will take this PK. Row West staring down Torres. An opportunity for Sporting to seize early control here in the opening quarter hour. The veteran with 130 career goals circles. Gabby Torres just does get it over the top of the arm of West. 1-0 Sporting. West, he dove in the right direction, but could not quite get it over the bar. Just another look at the foul that set this all up. Torres hit it. West, it was the right decision. Here's the best look that you'll get at it. May have stayed a little bit higher there. Might have been able to push that a little more strength over the top of the bar. Instead, it's a concession by Verdes. And it's Gabby Torres who does find the way through. A player that is making a quick impact with his new club, his first season after coming over from Zamora. He's been in 7 different countries in his time. And now with a Panamanian side for the first time in nearly 13 years. He was with San Francisco back in 2010 and 11. How does Verdes respond? It's nice passing in a tight window. Rocha, Burgos, heavy on the touch. Maybe he should have taken that ball first time. It's a goal kick. Frustration. Verdes continues. Certainly a team that has found a great deal of success in the Belize Premier League. Look, since the start of 2023 in the Belize Premier League, they've taken away points in 17 of 20 matches this year. It's just 3 times. So this is extremely unfamiliar territory for Jose de Ruiz's group. Wow. Laniga in his suit, enjoying what he's seeing out of his group so far. Perhaps deserved more out of their opening match against Motagua. He's seen more of the ball, but on appeared to be something maybe a little bit harmless in the back. Was controlled enough by Sporting to draw the penalty and then score from Gabby Torres. Arcing ball towards the 18, takes a wicked hop and goes out. Plenty of time for West to make the decision to lay off. Bodying up here, Mavete. That's the goal kick. On tonight, it'll be Group C play. Herediano and Real España, number 2 and number 4 in Group C. Ramping up tonight in Group B. Xelajú, number 2 in Group B, will take on Independiente, the 3rd place side in Group B. Plenty of activities to go. We're basically right smack dab at the midpoint of the group stage of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Look at Sanchez undercutting Zavala. Stage will wrap up the final day of August. And the quarterfinals will be played starting on on September 26th. Here's a long shot that takes a ricochet. It dips out. And a corner kick coming up now for Verdes. Better sign there. Jordi Polanco. Corner coming here for Verdes. Ezequiel Denise circles around this ball, just doesn't get enough on it. You can see all the Verdes jerseys are deeper into the box. The second ball flung in. Couple headers swung through. Jordi Polanco once more. Had the right idea. Instead it gets pinged away, and now Torres nearly was wreaking havoc. West used his head, not knowing the exact space that he needed to be in. Sanchez. Blanco gives it away. Sanchez. Didn't recover too much that time around. Flag is up here for offside. Once more, you can see it. Tidy work from the back line of Verdes on a couple of those balls. Staying in sync, staying in rhythm. At the 20th minute here, 1-0. Sporting San Miguelito leads it 1-0 thanks to the PK goal from Gavi Torres. That's fine work defensively by the captain Fernandez, but he does concede a corner. Second one here in the last couple minutes. And Verdes will try to have their say now. Once again, it's Dennis. Dennis strikes it, and again, just doesn't get enough on it. Here it comes out. Gathers. They're very experienced as well. Tonight's his 13th start in CONCACAF competitions. Delightful pass, Teo. Just trying to go wide. Sanchez again forward. Ball rests enough for Lopez. It certainly feels like both teams have gotten more comfortable on the pitch. Here's a nice ball for Burgos. Have the wheels. You can see that there's certain areas on the field right now where the ball comes to a slither, and other areas where it's almost like a rocket taking off, bouncing against the grass. Right now for Verdes, they're going in the direction where the ball is taking off and then coming to a slow stop. Madrid through the middle, nobody in that area specifically. And you can see what Sporting is doing. They're getting the numbers forward. Not content with just the opening goal. Verdes trying to gain that possession through the middle of the field. Polanco. Avete. Polanco once more. Last team to win here against Sporting was against Toro, May 19th. Last 17. Sporting have lost just twice at home. home side for this one. Founded in 1989, located in San Miguelito in 2007. West can't quite connects. Now Polanco, and a foul is given, despite the fact that Verdes had possession for a moment. Both teams have had the advantage, but it has started to shift in an opposite direction. The road teams have won 4 of the last 5 matches overall. The only home team to win since last Thursday is Universitario from Panama, beating Ocoro 4-1. That was yesterday. Burgos into the box, headed away, and then swung through the middle. Torres, that's a delightful pass. He's going to continue on his run. It's the return pass, and then commits the foul. In fact, during that little stretch of 4 wins in 5, those 4 have all been shutouts. It's been almost a week outside of yesterday's match for Universitario since the last home team scored until tonight. San Miguelito scored in the 14th minute. Gabby Torres on a PK. That Woodrow West nearly stopped, got a hand to it, pushed it high, and not quite high enough though to get it over the top of the crossbar. Polanco. Both sides starting to gain a little more confidence with their passing. The game has become a little more crisp now. Fine slide tackle by Janice. Throw and taken to Daryl Mavet. Send his teammate along. Cross comes into the 18, and it's glided out by Javier Rivera. And Verdes will get their 3rd corner in the last 8 minutes. The first 2 have not been well taken. As you take a look at this cross, probably would have been controlled very easily by Jose Guerra, but not taking any chances. Rivera sends it away. There's Polanco now on this side of the field. The first 2 haven't reached a teammate. This time they take it backwards into the box. It's headed across and just wide. Guerra was diving after it. Zavala nearly made amends for his earlier mistake. Found himself in some space, and it was a well-taken header. It just did end up wide. I think Guerra might have had that corner covered, but things moving in the right direction for Verdes. West comes out to gobble it up. Looks like the rain is slowed enough to not wreak as much of a havoc. Now can the pitch withstand that in the next 20 minutes or so? Get a little breather at halftime. Maybe make the footing a little bit easier. Both sides dealt with that early, but a bit more comfortable of late. Torres takes a tumble. Bit of defending. Now let pass forward for Lopez. He gets fouled. Another glance at it. Rodrigo Teo, 19-year-old, called for the foul. Youngest man on the pitch in the starting 11s for either side. terms of this matchup, you have the teenager and Teo. Several 30-plus-year-olds. Woodrow West is the oldest man on the pitch for either side at 37 years young. Collision in the midfield. Madrid goes down. Play is stopped. Madrid went down. Moment to group here. Here's another glance at it. Madrid goes in. Gomez coming in as well. Like Gomez any kind of infraction. These pictures that we have here, it has dissipated enough. The 30-minute mark. Sporting San Miguelito leads 1-0. Gabby Torres' PK in the 14th minute. Have the Panamanian side on top of Belize here in Group D. Michael Watrang with you. Great to have you on board for this one. Group D action. Both sides looking for their first points of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. The game that got started 39 minutes later than scheduled because of thunder throughout the area. We got started in a rainstorm. That's why the pitch conditions are as they are. West will come out here to rescue the ball as Sanchez is hustling out. Wide left the ball goes. Lopez slipping, sliding. Side of the cage, however. Have to admit, as a neutral party perhaps watching at home, that Verdes has had the better chances since the goal from Torres. 3 corner kicks, shot attempts in that stretch. Sporting haven't had a lot of the ball. The attacking third. Touch. It's given away and promptly returned. Out of the reach of Joel Burgos, 23-year-old Puerto Rican. His first chance to represent Puerto Rico. Couple caps, couple goals earlier this year. Torres through the middle. Polanco. A focal role throughout the middle in this 4-4-2 formation. Lopez goes down and a foul is given. He'll be happy to take that one. Here's the body bump from Daniel Chanis. Quite the career. He was a teenager, now in his mid-20s. It's a short ball taken. Nobody comes out for San Miguelito. Lopez lofts a header. He's always drifting off target. It's the 34th minute here. Sporting San Miguelito leads it 1-0. Last year was their first appearance in a CONCACAF tournament. They beat Malacateco in the preliminary round, 4-1 on aggregate. And then lost 2-1 on aggregate to Toro in the round of 16. They conceded in the 78th minute on the second leg that proved to be the deciding factor. That was a tough pill to swallow. Slide towards the sideline, but headed away. This year, a good showing against Motagua. All the better of the chances. Ended up losing 2-0 in their first match after having the opening week off. Lost last Wednesday 2-0. Fernandez in the middle of things that time around for the captain. Sanchez, that turn, able to do so. It's flung towards the sideline, and now just about 10 more minutes to go here before halftime. Verdes get on the board here in the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Equalize this opening half of play. Vete. Bodies go down, and a foul is given for Verdes. Tomorrow in Group D, everybody will be having their eyes peeled to Motagua and Olancho. That is the late night game tomorrow. And suffice it to say that a lot of people in this group will be rooting for Olancho. There's Burgos. Burgos! Only hit it as hard as he could. It was right at Guerra, however. Earlier in the match, he decided to wait for it. This time, there was no patience. He took the immediate shot on and forced the save. Leads to the fourth corner of the first half. Polanco readies. Polanco boomerangs it in. Another header is one inside of the box. This time it's from Gerardo Madrid, who was born in San Miguelito. Cannot put it on frame, however. The defense just got there in time to ensure that that ball wouldn't find Guerra. Nothing more than Madrid would want than to spoil his hometown team's hopes here in Group D play. Way. Vete. Well, it's good work by Lopez. Run into a blockade. Ball sent down the yard. Slinging, galloping after it. This time around is Torres, and he's whistled for the foul. The goal scorer. Despite the divots around the pitch, I just feel like the pitch has become a little sturdier here. It's a nice pass through the middle. Rocha. Lopez. Lopez trying to find a seam. Can't do so. Now lofts it in. Guerra hits the deck after punching away. Sanchez is fouled by Zavala. 30-year-old native of Mexico conceded the penalty in the 13th minute on Gabby Torres. This time he fouls Sanchez near midfield. quite the pools of precipitation flying in the air after a couple of these fouls. Now for the restart. Lopez defending and doing a fine job to draw the foul on Michael Casasola. 30-year-old from Panama, closing in on 200 career appearances. Back onto the front foot. Burgos through the middle. Nearly connecting with Rocha. So much direct play from Sporting. Getting the ball quickly inside of their 18-yard box and getting it to midfield to start the attack. Space here. Casasola. Casasola takes a hit. And let's see what we get here. Foul officially has been decided. Casasola is down on Gabriel Calderon. Hasn't decided to make his decision yet. Is Darrow Myvet, 29-year-old, shakes hands with Casasola. I think we're just going to get a drop ball restart. Another look at it. The ball was poked away. And players just get tangled up. Calderon will just lay the ball down, and Christian Sanchez will be able to get the ball back into play. 40 minutes gone by. Sporting San Miguelito leads at 1-0 in this massive matchup in Group D between two sides without a point so far in the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Motagua and Alajuelense are atop the table with 6 points apiece here in week 3 of 5. In the group stage. Michael Watrang with you. You're having a fine Wednesday evening, and thankful to have you a part of the ride with me tonight. With our entire crew. Lopez gets fouled. First time these clubs have ever met. Both newcomers of sorts. Verdes was the first team from Belize to represent the country at the CONCACAF Champions Cup back in 1985. They've made some frequent appearances over the last several years. Meanwhile, San Miguelito is in it for just the second time, and back-to-back seasons now for the Panamanian side. Lopez trot, but perhaps trying to catch San Miguelito off. You can see what San Miguelito is doing here defensively. They will allow the restart to go short as it's pushed into the box. Nearly found Burgos. Race after it to ensure that it goes out for a corner. Verdes has not been shy about getting corner kicks. They've tried a few different wrinkles, but so far haven't been able to find anything lead to a goal-scoring chance. Polanco takes all the way backwards. Dennis into the 18. Guerra out. Lopez has the second ball. Lopez slides. Sprawling header. Dennis. Lopez. The right thought with Burgos, but he was making the run in. And now the counter is on. Sanchez just doesn't have the pace on the ball, is able to reset, has options. Casasola the closest to it. But there was an instance where, on a normal night at the park, might be able to get a little bit more speed behind that and not allow the defense to come back and rescue the day. Instead, finds the way to Verdes for just a moment. Polanco and Heraldez will be Sporting's possession here with Lopez down on the other side of the field. 24-year-old who's continuing to grow his caps with the native country of Belize. 20 of them. Here are the final couple kicks here of the opening half. And it's asking for some medical supervision now. Maybe a minute plus stoppage time, if any, of this opening half. Lopez will be shown to the sideline as you take another look at what happened to him here, getting caught up with a couple players. A lot in that, but he is certainly taken his fair share of knocks. Sporting throw-in will be coming here. Gomez will take it. And now we're ready to get back into it. Teo has a lot of space. Teo takes aim. It's over everything. Verdes was just standing there. And now a little bit of extracurriculars here with some pushing and shoving. Veteran stepping in, and Gabby Torres. Fernandez was right in the middle of it. Now Woodrow West is all the way out there. He's seen his fair share of action. A lot of this got started near the 18-yard box. Now we've pushed all the way out towards midfield. And we have no official word on any stoppage time, and I wonder if you're Juan Gabriel Calderon if you just blow the first half whistle here to let cooler heads prevail at halftime. But perhaps a chat will be needed first before he can make his decision. Plenty of side conversations going on. The one in the middle right now. It's going to be a yellow card. A couple of them as well. So it'll be Joel Burgos gets shown one for Verdes, and Jamir Dupuy will be shown one for Sporting. So, after all that, it'll be a goal kick if there is any time left here in this first half. Zavala sends it forward. I still haven't heard official word on any stoppage time, and here we are nearly 2 minutes in. Interception, and a foul is given. Burgos again at the forefront of things. Now we won here into the 3rd minute of this added time window of half number 1. Rivera. And there's your first half whistle. So that's your final touch. And it is the Panamanian side here in Panama that has the advantage at the break in Group D play of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Sporting San Miguelito, thanks to Gabby Torres' 14th minute goal, leads it 1-0 against Verdes. Highlights coming up for you here in just a moment. Sporting San Miguelito leading it 1-0 on top of Verdes out of Belize. The Panamanian side have the advantage. And we saw 5 shots from Verdes in the first half. None were on target. 2 from Sporting San Miguelito, including the PK goal from Gabby Torres in the 14th minute. And here we go in half number 2. Both of these sides trying to keep pace with the top of the table in Motagua and Alajuelense. Both teams have won twice at the top. Every other team in this group have failed to win so far, have failed to get a point of any kind. If Verdes cannot come back and secure 3, and their chances in the Central American Cup have slid away. And here's a foul whistled. Is it anything more? It doesn't appear so. As Giannis went down, but no foul was given. That's exactly what Jose Ruiz is looking at, asking that there should be perhaps maybe a little bit more there, as Lopez, as I mentioned at halftime, he's been a key feature of this match. So after the foul, a free kick coming. Pretty good location. Jose Calderon making his explanation on where he wanted the ball positioned. So who is the one for Verdes that can give this group some signs of life? Not scored in the tournament so far. 3 teams left without a goal. Is this the moment? It's a good ball in. Guerrero is able to get a paw to it and sweep it away. Well, you almost wonder, Ezekiel Dennis maybe have some thoughts about going for net. Feels like Verdes has been knocking at the doorstep for the last 30 minutes or so. Now can they find a way to get a goal? Lopez called for the foul here. Here's another glance at that last sequence. Lopez stepping in and fouling Casasola. His hopes of reaching the knockout stages rest on this match, which is one more match to go mathematically. They'll be out of it if they cannot get the full 3 points this evening. Free kick is taken. They're the closest to it initially. It's headed away by Rocha. Touchline. Casasola. Here's a long distance screamer. Richard Peralta. Pretty probing effort there in the 49th minute. Seen some of the goals scored around the world of late that were well outside of the 18. Peralta had plenty of time to measure, but didn't put it on frame. This ball flicked forward. Sanchez leaves the ball behind. Zavala swings it away. Was delayed at the outset due to thunderstorms. It was a sloppy start to this one in terms of the field conditions. It's certainly gotten a lot better here of late. Better facility to play on, and you can take a look at the field. It's not quite getting those big puddles picking up at times. Lopez. Polanco. Navete. To imagine that he's fully thinking about where they sit right now on the table. Need to find goals. Rocha. That's a good pass. Vera came across to get it away, but that was a really good pass. Excellent decision making. Vera, though, wise to it, the 25-year-old. Busy with both Toro and Atletico Shiki. Now in his first season with Sporting. And there's another foul in a dangerous location. Sporting's giving some opportunities away here. This one on Gomez. You can see Jose de Ruiz arguing, what does it take to get a yellow card here? The 51st minute. Gomez concedes, and now there will be two men over the top of this ball. Christian Sanchez, the captain. Ezekiel Dennis as well. It will be Sanchez to take it. Bends it all the way across, and that had well too much on it. Never gave it a chance. The way that that ball was hit, feels like he was actually aiming for the frame instead of a pass. If you're Verdes, one of the big problems that you've had in CONCACAF competition has been allowing goals. 7 losses, 3 draws, giving up nearly 3 goals per match. Entering the night, 5-0 loss and a 3-0 loss on the ledger so far in this rendition of the Central American Cup. Back the ball goes to Woodrow West. Hasn't had a lot to do since the PK. It's certainly something that's been stirring around in his cranium. There's that penalty when he made the right decision to go in the right direction. Just couldn't get enough steam on it to block it away. Excellent ball played forward. Sanchez. Sanchez. Through the middle! A second for Sporting. Send Miguelito. Emmanuel Gomez sliding through the middle. And Sporting has a 2-0 lead. Excellent work. Orlean Sanchez ended up nutmegging Maivete. And the run in from Emmanuel Gomez. The 4th shot of the match for Sporting. Emmanuel Gomez bags just his 2nd professional goal and his 1st since July against Plaza Amador of July 30th, 2022. So it's an important 2nd for Sporting. Now, this Verdes side, the team that's affectionately known as the Green Machine. They've given up now 10 goals in the tournament. Only Hokuro's 12 is more right now. And the challenges and the big margin grows. Look at the league table right now. Group D of the CONCACAF Central American Cup. Motagua and Alajuelense at the top, 6 points apiece so far. Sporting has put themselves back in the conversation. They have 2 matches to go as well, including a matchup here in Panama against Alajuelense. That comes next week, 8 days from now. Both these sides' final matches of the group stage will be against Olancho. It'll be Verdes next week, and Sporting in 2 weeks. We'll travel to Olancho. Question becomes, the final 35 minutes, Verdes make this thing interesting, trying to crawl out from the depths of Group D. Here's Lopez. Lopez able to get this in. Redirect from Rocha, not quite accurate enough. Change is coming. It'll be Camilo Fajardo coming in. He's going to replace Lopez in the 11. And the previous only goal for the club in the history of its group. It's going to be Adon Hendricks and Alexis Corpas coming in. Torres, the team's opening goal scorer, is going to slide out. Torres has his shift come to a close, but an impact with his first goal in a Sporting kit. Zola is also out. Changes of the night for either side. Best has to just get this ball out of the area. Throw-in coming for Sporting. It's maybe feel a little bit for Verdes. Some deflation on their side. They've had such a good year in the East Premier League. 12-3-5 in that league. 12 wins, 3 losses, 5 draws since the start of 2023. Their last road match against the San Pedro Pirates. In the 59th minute, Sporting San Miguelito leads it 2-0 in Group D play. Torres in the 14th, Gomez in the 53rd. Adding that pad for San Miguelito. With our great broadcast crew tonight, I'm Michael Watring, taking you through this evening's action. And Verdes find a response, down 2-0. Ball ricocheting around. Sanchez again. He was a catalyst for the second goal. This time, it finds some empty space. Teo's shot gets redirected out, and a corner coming. Manuel Gomez will take this corner. Here's Gomez. It's a good ball in. Second ball down, and it's in. How about Hendricks? The substitute in the first couple minutes he's on the field. He scores. 3-0 Sporting. Hendricks in his first career match finds himself in space and nods it along and in. West just can't stop it. And it's 3 for the Panamanian side. What a way to make your name called. The 19-year-old from Panama. Now the mountain becomes even larger to climb. Perhaps too steep at this point for Verdes. It is the third consecutive match in the group stage in which they've given up at least 3 goals. They still have yet to score. Their penultimate match of the group stage. In the last 10 minutes, things have gotten away from them. Don Hendricks, his first match with the club, had been on the bench only one other time. There's Polanco striking it. And making that immediate and abrupt impact. Doesn't take long for him to come in and put his stamp on this match. Verdes has had so much success as a club, and this tournament just hasn't been a tournament for them to remember. Just continue to add up against this group, but when you look at Verdes overall, they have been so tidy, so clean, so strong for so much of this season. You look through mid-February to the start of the CONCACAF Cup, they lost 1 time in about a 4-month window. Hendricks again on the possession. They only lost once at home. It's well over a 6-month string. It's so good overall this season. So many great competitions that they've played. They glance at this foul on Polanco. But despite all the success that the Belize side have had, the Central American Cup has not gone their way. West pointing things out. Alexis Corpus will take a free kick. Let's see how Corpus likes to play this ball. He hits it hard. There is space there. West with a great save. Sanchez hit that ball hard. If he hits it anywhere else, it's a 4th for Sporting. Instead, West comes away with a save. Flicked along here. That's fine work defensively in the back by Verdes. Verdes, certainly at this point, just have to get 1 on the board. You get 3 without the first. This is the moment that they've been waiting for. Into the box it goes. It's loose. Through some tight windows. Sporting's able to get it over to Corpus. He just clears the area here in the 65th minute. Verdes have a couple subs at the fourth official. Jermaine Harris and Michael Palacio are ready to hear their name called when the time comes, and it will be now. So add Edwin Vieira to the mix as well. Rocha is coming out. Polanco is out. Ruiz getting as many reinforcements as he can onto the field. Dennis also came out. This ball loose inside of the 18. He's able to get away. Hendricks already has a goal in his debut. He's colliding. Vieira thought he got poked, and indeed he did. Verdes. And another foul. Corpus this time. Sporting will certainly play the clock at this point. 3-0 thanks to 2 second-half goals, 7 minutes apart. Here's Harris. Into the 18 it goes. They're not all that decisive. Burgos. Intercepted initially. Mavet decides to take aim at one. Patience coming in perhaps there. Thumbs up regardless. That's what's so fascinating about this CONCACAF Central American Cup. You get teams with all sorts of styles, all sorts of cultures being mixed into a pot and playing in this inaugural event. Take a look at it. Host of changes as well for Sporting. It's going to be Juan Gomez, Kevin Galvan, and Alexis Cedeno all coming in. Cedeno, another young buck out there. He's played just 6 minutes total in his time. And now he enters here in the 69th minute. Sanchez, the other man that came off the field. So both sides now starting to unload their benches. Some of the young players coming onto the field, trying to make their imprint on this match. 70th minute of action. 3-0 Sporting. And a deflating start to the second half for Verdes. Really carried the momentum through the end of the first half after conceding the penalty goal in the 14th minute. And then Gomez and Hendricks striking 7 minutes apart. 3-0 Sporting on top here in Group D play. This is certainly a welcome sight for this group. 2 more matches to go after tonight, trying to keep pace with Motagua and Alajuelense. The next match against Alajuelense could be the decider on one of those 2 positions that will advance into the knockout stage. Top 8 teams out of the 4 groups, 2 teams per group, will advance to the knockout stages. This ball crushed into the box. Hendricks the closest to it. Corpus nearly with it. Giving right back. Juan Gomez. Hendricks. Juan Gomez once more. Corpus. Great ball in. Nearly a dynamic finish from Galvan. West got a great save on it. Galvan has his sights set on the highlight reel. Corpus wide. So why not? You have a 3-0 lead. Take aim like this. What a great run, great pass. West with a great save. Good moments from Sporting. A team that does not lose very frequently when they're in Panama. Good start to last year's tournament. Scotiabank Concacaf League. Malacateco 4-1 on aggregate in the preliminary round. Despite digging themselves a bit of a hole here in the group stage. Never had to watch that one out. To secure the 3 points in the second game with 2 more matches to go. This ball in again from Guerra. Guerra's angle, that is just watched it out from Burgos. Tonight's match started nearly 45 minutes later than originally thought, with thunderstorms in the area. Teams dealt with a great deal of rain and a great deal of puddles on the pitch. But it's turned into a nice night, particularly for the Panamanian side. Here in Panama, Estadio, Rommel, Fernandez. Fernandez makes a couple good moves to steer clear. Corpus, the intended target. It's a 1-0 lead for Sporting after 14 minutes. They were outshot 5-2 in the first half. Verdes had some great chances in the final 10 minutes of the first half. Never could get that goal, however. Came out. Both sides were probing a little bit at times. And then the 53rd minute, Sanchez picked out Emmanuel Gomez. That made it 2-0. 7 minutes later, in the first few minutes of his debut, Don Hendricks with a delightful heading goal. Made it 3-0. Harris will get shown a yellow card. Another glance at it. Very heavy tackle in that sequence. Harris, 25 years of age, is suited up for the national team. You have to credit the fans that are in attendance here tonight as well. Checking the forecast earlier, he thought you might be able to sneak away without getting hit too hard by the rain, but for the first 25 minutes or so of the match, it was a consistent downpour. But thunder left the area. Corpus as well with his first 2 touches. Corpas tries to find some space. Now goes down. And it's a goal kick. The assistant or the head official spotted anything more than just a goal kick. With a quarter hour to go in this one. Sporting San Miguelito. It was bounced in the round of 16 by Toro of last year's CONCACAF club competition. He's looking to get their first win here this tournament in Group D. After it was a lot of Verdes possession in the first half, Sporting advanced possession overall. Now slightly more than Verdes. Certainly if you're Sporting, you want the clean sheet. Palacio had his sights set on perhaps changing that. It's a delightful run here through defenders by Galvan. Hendricks. Teo. Despite being down 3-0 in their tournament hopes of reaching the knockout stage completely on the line, Verdes continues to sit back fairly defensively. Corpas. Juan Gomez. San Miguelito playing keep away now. Juan Gomez. Hendricks. Bodies collide, and at the end of it all, it's a throw-in for Verdes. Alexis Cedeno. One of several young players making their presence felt on the pitch. One of the 3 teenagers out there for Sporting. Hendricks and Teo out there as well. Midfield, it gets knotted back along. Corpas was the intended target of that pass. Instead, it's given away. Fajardo had the right idea, but the defense had so many deflections. This time it was Gomez. Now the charge can mount forward. Corpas making the run. He's the intended target of that pass. Doesn't come to him. Juan Gomez. Giveaway. Now the charge can mount forward, but there's not a lot of white jerseys down there. And it's great defending. Decisive work being put in. Unless Verdes can score, there will be 3 teams left in the Central American Cup that have failed to score so far this tournament. Alonso as well. And tomorrow it'll be an opportunity for CBA against Irianhen to score. That'll be the first matchup of 2 on a Thursday evening. Alonso will get the late night game. Sub coming here. Rogelio Robinson comes in. Mavete comes out. Corpas, the 18, it's cycled out. Gomez circles, pushes it forward. Corpas cycles it in. Alexis Corpas beats West, and it's a 4th for Sporting. Here's another look at it. Miss-hit ball. Look at Gomez. What a great decision. Corpas continues. And West gets in the wrong direction. All the fun being had now on the Panamanian side. This is Corpas hitting the goal. He had just scored a few days ago against Plaza Amador. The advantage now. It was a 4-2 loss for Sporting. They'd actually gone winless in their last 3. Their last win was on July 30th against Uribe Unido. And the 4 goals tonight are the most for Sporting since February 11th. A 4-2 win over Plaza Amador. "19 matches ago. Last time they put up that many in a contest, and had a lot of goal-scoring punch in recent times, but 3 second-half goals have pushed the home side out to a 4-0 edge. And now Verdes just trying to get out of this thing without any more, but Sporting, a lot of those youngsters out there, will continue to play at their peak. Here's Corpas again. It's Hendricks. Fine bit of defending by Zavala. And a foul whistle. Just about 7+ minutes and any added time to go in this one. See action between Herediano and Real España has taken flight. The last match of the night will be Jalahu against CAI, that's Independiente. A lot of slide tackles happening. Eventually one, and another late tackle coming in from Robinson. Goes without infraction. Robinson coming in there, last-ditch effort. Is there room perhaps for a 5th for Sporting? Ball well over everybody. West will make sure that it goes out and then pick up the same ball to play it for a goal kick. For Verdes. Not the result, obviously, that they were hoping for, but a team that overall has been in great form. They'll get back into Premier League play on Saturday. A home match coming up for them, and then their final match at the tournament will come against Olancho a week from tonight. Gomez had his sights set on the middle of the field, and Hendricks gets intercepted. 6 minutes to go. Sporting, this has been a decisive performance and one that they absolutely needed. At the very least, what they've done is put themselves right back into the picture in Group D's table. And the matchup next week against Alajuelense might decide their Group D hopes can firmly put themselves right back into the top 2 on the table and a chance to move into the knockout round with a good performance at home in that one. Corner kick for Verdes. They had a bunch in the first half, never did convert, and still looking for their first goal of the tournament. And now here it comes. Near post ball, bang to the ground, and we get a whistle and a penalty? I believe that's what it is. So a penalty against Grupos. Here's another look at it. Hits his arm. Thought perhaps it was for a foul. But Juan Gabriel Calderon immediately stepped up and said, yes, there's a penalty. Now an opportunity for Verdes to get their first goal of the tournament. Christian Sanchez steps on top of it, the team captain. 30-year-old native of Mexico with a chance to give Verdes a little bit of breadcrumbs from this one. Jose Guerra trying to keep the clean sheet. Sanchez, it is saved. Guerra rescues the clean sheet in the 87th minute. It's a complete performance from Sporting San Miguelito. Wow, what a save, a decision made. Keep ball in, gets head away. Arrow with the PK save. And that is just the kind of night that it's been for Verdes. Frustration at every turn, seemingly. Here's another glance at it. Sanchez looking the entire way. And at the end of the day, Guerra with both hands. That ball nearly almost stayed closer to center cut. And Guerra nearly overslid it. Talk about a dynamic performance from Sporting. 4 goals, penalty save. A chance to wrap this thing up here in Group D play. A foul given. Nothing more than that, however, in the final 2.5 minutes. Madrid. A header in the 37th minute off of a corner that could have tied it. Always going to be a tough technique in that scenario. One of the chances that Verdes had in that first half to at least get one. Trying to make things interesting, but they've conceded 3 times in a 30-plus minute span here in the second half. 4 times overall. The closest in red and black to it. West watches it out. And with just over a minute plus stoppage time to go. Sporting San Miguelito put themselves right back into the picture in Group D. And all eyes will turn to Motagua and Olancho tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Decide what might happen from that point. Let's see what we get here. Hendricks was off to the races. Not sure that that ball actually went out of play. That's why Madrid is throwing it in. They really ran right past the ball. In the 90th minute now. Verdes perhaps with one more chance to salvage something out of this match. That ball will go out wide. is likely one of the last moments that Verdes will have in this match. 4-0 Sporting San Miguelito. As we hit the 90th minute, there will be 3 more minutes of stoppage time in this one. There will be time perhaps left for another for San Miguelito or one for Verdes. Hendricks, cross field, Madrid heads. Slide tackle from Vieira. Will warrant a card. He'll be shown a yellow for his troubles in the 90+1. First half that saw the penalty given through the sloppy, meshy conditions here in the rain. Navila fouling Torres on a ball that was just a backward pass and a probing ball that Torres was able to latch onto. He drew the penalty, he took the penalty, and despite West getting a hand to it, it went in. This ball will end up going all the way out for a goal kick. And there would just be one more shot attempt from Sporting the rest of the half. They'd be outshot in the opening 45, 5-1. And despite that number, Verdes never could get on the board. Despite some chances, Verdes to perhaps pull level, never did do so. And then Emmanuel Gomez in the 53rd minute on a great cross from Sanchez made it 2-0. 7 minutes later in his debut, Hendricks heads one through West's legs in the 60th minute to make it 3-0. Alexis Corpus added one in the 80th minute off of a great pass from Gomez, tucked it in near side against West. That made it 4-0. That's where we stand now. A moment after that goal from Corpus, he gave up a penalty by having a corner kick hit off of his arm. Christian Sanchez, the Verdes captain, stepped to the penalty spot, took it low right. It was saved by Guerra. And that's why we sit at 4-0. The final whistle blows, and it is a decisive effort for the team from Panama. Sporting San Miguelito wins it 4-0. And they're right back into the conversation in Group D, getting the full complement of points and a decided 4-0 win over Verdes to pick up this massive win to stay in the picture in Group D. Final tally, 4-0 in this one. Once again, the goal scorers, Torres, Gomez, Hendricks, and Corpus. Guerra comes up with some critical saves and key moments. And that's how this match comes to a close in Group D. Action in Group C currently going on. Herediano and Real España taking flight right now. They're closing in on the end of the first half of that matchup. And then Xelajú is taking on Independiente in Group B play coming up at 10 p.m. 2 matches tomorrow, and that is your week 3 in the CONCACAF Central American Cup. For our entire broadcast group, I'm Michael Watreng signing off as Sporting San Miguelito takes down Verdes by a final score of 4-0. Until next time, everybody, good night.